Good afternoon and welcome to the 8th episode of the Hog Zone alongside Coach Brian Keith Moore Jr. I'm Jordan Taylor. Coach, coming off a disappointing loss, how's your team responded this week, especially for the seniors with their last home game coming up tomorrow night?
Well, with the fact that it's the seniors' last home game, it's been pretty easy to get them motivated to play because they know it's the last time they're going to play on that field, and hopefully we can come out and make some noise tomorrow.
Thanks, Coach. We're going to highlight this past Friday night's game against Martin Westview. Stay tuned. You're in the Hawk Zone.
College life is all about discovery, discovering new opportunities, new ways of thinking and learning, discovering the latest in technology and innovation. A campus lifestyle that will mold you and help you develop into a well-rounded, successful individual. Start your next chapter in life here at UT Martin Jackson Center. Day and evening classes available, 6 bachelor degrees, North Jackson 45 Bypass, UT Martin Jackson Center.
Welcome back to the Hawk Zone, Southside High School's football recap show. Coach, Friday night your team was knocked out of any playoff hopes. Is this true?
There's a slim chance we could get in, but right now it doesn't really look like. You'd have to have a lot of unusual things happen and everything fall into place perfectly well, and I don't really see that happening mathematically.
How tough is that to take in?
Just being where we've been the past few years, it just seems like a normal October for us. So really, the fact that we started off 5-0 does hurt. The fact that we turned it down there toward the end. But a lot of things happened out of our control, and that's the way it fell out.
Let's get straight to the action from the first half of the Westview game. Of course, Cade's still playing here. He's got a pass play from Cade over the middle of CJ.
Wide, shallow, easy route to give to CJ here. They didn't cover the ball underneath, and not many teams in high school attack the middle of the field, so we knew that would be there nearly every week that's there.
Good job getting up the sideline.
It was a great job getting up the sideline. Good, decent downfield perimeter blocking as well.
Once you score in your first possession, that's big there.
That is big. Driving down there on a new, not new, but a new atmosphere to them being on turf. And then right after we got the 2-point place, we got up 8-0. It was nice to have that momentum.
Westview back down the field here.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job on both sides of the ball. At the beginning, we stopped them a few times, just a bootleg play.
Didn't expect them to pass a lot here either, did you?
No, we didn't. We really expected them to get in their wildcat formation a bunch and let number 3 run around. And we contained him pretty good until the second half, and he wasn't running in the second half either.
They stopped him the first time, but they took it into the end zone later on.
They did.
The trap play, just normal trap.
Trap, yeah, we ran upfield. We didn't run upfield. Our backside tackle got washed. Playside tackle played it fairly well, but the backside tackle got washed downfield and created a huge scene.
8-7 ball game, and you got a pop play here. So
did a heck of a job there. We got caught them with not enough people in the box. We just exposed that as best we could, and it worked pretty good there. Problem is, a lot of our players going both ways. They didn't have too many of them going both ways, so that worked for the first half.
And another score by Tyreek Robinson.
Again, it's very similar to the first score, going up right there. 14-0 was nice, and then getting the PAT making it 15. I wasn't to nothing. They had scored by then.
They threw on us more than they've thrown on anybody in the last 3 years.
Is that a genuine stat? That's a fact.
Fact.
Gosh. Man. Well, they threw for, a 2-yard pass, and then they run for 60. It's kind of deceiving there. We're attacking the buildings came into question. I don't know if it was the fact the turf was a little harder than the grass or what. What is that?
Interception, Cordell there.
Great job there. He's done a good job all year. I think that's his 6th takeaway. Last I checked, he was leading West Tennessee.
He is leading West Tennessee. Got a couple
calls,
fumbles as well.
The thing you don't see about is, the thing you don't notice is it'd been nice if he just batted the ball down since it was 4th down. We got better field position if he just batted it down.
The sophomore, you got Clevin Hill on defensive front. He plays hard.
He does play hard. He was the one I was talking about on that trap play. He did a heck of a job playing the trap. If it wasn't for the senior playing the backside tackle position, he would have been a heck of a play. But he's going to be pretty good in the next coming years.
Roll out and a one-handed snag, C.J. Hunt there.
Yeah, C.J. did a good job there, getting us another turnover.
I don't know. Did they hand that off for a double pass or what?
It was a reverse pass. They tried to get just a little too cute. It happens, but
back on offense, K with a pump fake down to.
it ended up being a pick. If
Yep.
Ricky had been a little more aggressive, I think he could have came up there and knocked that ball out. But again, they're going to try to answer with a big play. And they go with the wheel route, and we got caught out of position a little bit. We're trying to be in a zone coverage, but Bass was playing man, so he followed the post. That hurt us quite a bit there.
Number 3 was a heck of an athlete for Westview.
He was. He played in all kinds of different positions. We were more worried about him as a runner, playing quarterback and playing tailback. And we really did do a decent job in the first half of containing him. It wasn't until the second half that he got sprung loose.
Missed tackle there. A couple of missed tackles there. And I believe they went for 2 to try to match that. It didn't work out. Kickoff is the next one. I believe that's Cordell. You know, he just getting the ball and getting upfield.
He did a good job. I think he ended up being Special Teams Player of the Week for these returns. He's got a heck of a lot of aggression. He's a good player. He took a year off of football last year. It's been nice to see how he'd been if he had been here the past 2 years.
Working back down the field, Cordier with the reverse.
Yep, good job there. They were flowing because our speed. They were flowing really fast to Tariq and Jay on the perimeter run, so we thought we could catch them with the reverse, and it worked pretty good there.
What heart by Cordier playing with that hammy issue he's got going on.
It was, and again, that's just the guy noticing that he's only guaranteed 12 quarters left to play football in his life, so he's got to take advantage of any of them that he can get. And he did a real good job. I only expected him to play about the first half, but he played a lot longer than I thought.
Trap play here to in the first half. That'd be all for the first half of highlights. We'll be right back after this short commercial break with highlights from the second half.
My name is Justice Faust. I'm a freshman here at Jackson State, and my major is mass communications. The community college really focuses on academics, and that's what I needed. We have the Academic Assistance Center, we have the library, we have the Student Union building. All of the teachers are helpful. It seems like here at this community college, everybody really cares about getting you to where you need to go.
Jackson State. Stay close. Go far.
Welcome back to the Hawk Zone. Coach, at halftime you're leading 15-13, and you're up 2 points. Seem to be controlling the game. Is that right?
We were controlling the game and thought we had decent momentum there. Could tell a lot of our players at the beginning, though, were pretty exhausted, and it showed coming out in the second half. We just didn't have a lot left in the tank. They had a lot more depth than us on the sideline. I think they had anywhere from 65 kids, 10 to 12. They dressed out their ninth grade also, and it made them look like they were a lot even bigger than that. But they had a lot more depth than we did, and it showed quick in the second half.
Let's get straight to the action from that second half. Did Westview start out with the ball? I cannot remember here, but I know
yes,
Westview's
we came
on
out and we
offense.
tried to do an onside kick, just based on our coverage team being pretty weak. And you got right here, it's the story of the second half. Number 3 at receiver, we contained him in the whole second half, playing tailback, playing quarterback. When they moved into receiver, we missed one tackle, and that's what you do against man defense. If you can get one guy to miss, that's the only guy that's accounting for that receiver. So it's a perfect game plan adjustment to them at halftime. Hats off to them on that. We eventually started to hammer him and double team him, but right there, he really exposed what we were doing defensively. A little bit of a low snap. Ball even got batted a little bit, so I'm not sure if we'll even line up in the punt formation tomorrow.
I like that idea. You know, you ain't got nothing to lose. Like you said, low snap by me, of course, a block punt. You always preach, block punt or any special teams play like that can really change the game.
83% chance of losing.
Back on offense, and guess who?
Number 3, we put a different guy on him. Same result. We rallied because he's on the short side of the field. He didn't score that time, but again, the playing man, if you get that one guy to break one tackle, it does help you out a lot. He's just a heck of an athlete.
And he's picking up 6-7 yards after contact as well. I mean, this kid's 160 pounds doing things like that.
He is. He's got a lot of heart. Miles and miles of heart.
Couple missed tackles. Bad angle here, you'll see on the end zone view here by Ty Bain. Let's tackle.
It was tackle got free release on our inside backer Tariq, and Tariq wasn't able to fill in that gap there.
and just a fake of an out, and number 3, touchdown. Third quarter was rough.
It was.
rough.
Third quarter, number 3, it was rough.
I believe at the end of the third quarter it was 41-15.
It was a rough quarter.
So,
we
putting
lost
up a lot of
Cade in the
points.
third quarter. Lost a lot of points in the third quarter. Ironically enough, my high school career ended the third quarter of this game at Martin also. So third quarter at Martin, it's been a rough go of it for me, in my experience.
You got Ricky in, just trying to get him a little experience. This is the guy you're looking to next year.
Yeah, he does a good job from what we're asking him to do. We're not trying to ask him to do what Cade does. That'd be a little unreasonable. And there, I believe that was 3rd and long, so that was our best punt of the night right there. I mean, that's why you got to go with it. Yeah, it's basically just a punt.
Number 3, just on a normal fade route, and Cordell almost makes the play, but
Yeah, I tell you what, that number 3 is something else. The coach told me that he's got a decent ACT score, but he's not having any interest in playing at college level. And I was like, that's how it always works out. The kid with all the ability doesn't want to play. And the kid
But I mean, you see the fire that he's got. I mean, why wouldn't he want to play?
I don't know.
He's playing so hard.
I don't know him personally. He might want to do something else. He got to go to a school that doesn't have that football program for whatever he wants to do. I have no idea, but he has some desire and determination there on that night.
I think I might have sprained Ricky's wrist on this snap here. He bobbled it, picked it up, and picked up positive yards out of it. So
He did. I was kind of worried about that. Wasn't the first time he's under center, but the first time he's under center, he didn't fumble it. Kid that doesn't expect to get any reps that night. You'd think the first time he's under center, he might bobble the snap, but he didn't, except until then.
he completed the pass over to senior receiver Mark Ballard. He's starting to play like he's realizing that his career is coming to an end.
He is. He's made a lot more progress the past couple weeks than the first half of the year, and we're definitely glad to see him actually get some highlights there and some decent quality plays consistently.
Ricky just breaking a few tackles, but can't get away from all 6 defenders over there.
Yeah, and as you can tell, Ricky's strength is going to be on the rollout pass. He's not going to be your pocket passer like you see on TV. He's got a lot more wheels than Cade does, and we're hoping we can use that mobility to help this week.
Just tight end right down the middle of the field, still throwing the ball up, 41-15.
Yeah, and again, we're in man defense. You're assigned to that man. You don't guard him, the result happens. So we can tell him all day, you got this guy, you got this guy, you got this guy. But if you don't actually do it on Friday night, it sure makes the coaches look like idiots.
So Westview threatening to score again, and they do.
They do. They punch it in.
48-15. Tough night.
It was.
Really tough night.
It happened so fast. I actually, at a moment there, I thought that we were going to be mercy ruled and the clock was going to start running, but that didn't happen.
Put your 2s in, they bobble the snap, and we get it back. Or they put their 2s in, they bobble the snap, and we get the ball back. Fumble recovery by Ty Bang. So Ricky back at quarterback, putting him in the shotgun, and throws over to Cordell Bass, guy that hadn't played receiver a lot this year.
That's right. We went an empty set where we have all 5 receivers in there. Sometimes that makes it easier on an inexperienced quarterback. If you can empty everybody out of the backfield, it gives it the smallest box defensively they can have. It makes it easier for him to see who's coming and when they're coming.
Did you think your team got to, lost focus because of the stadium you're playing at?
I don't think so. Disappointingly enough, we don't travel well. And Westview, even though it was a home game, looked like they didn't travel well. I mean, that might have been because the stadium was so big, but there wasn't a whole lot of intimidation factor there, I didn't think. The only thing I heard a couple people say, the bright lights were a little different because they have quality lighting. But I don't really think the stadium had much to do with it because we spent that day from fall break going up there. And I do believe that was the right decision to go up there on fall break, and I think that did help a little.
We have traveled better this year, though. We're sitting at 3-1 on the road, so.
I'm talking about the attendance in the stands.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant.
A lot of people have a perception that Southside travels really well. And statistically speaking, we really don't travel very well. No matter who's watching this, we don't travel well. Sorry.
We are now going to talk about some key players from Friday night's game. You got Tyreek Robinson with 14 rushes, 68 yards. Not a big number there on yards, but 2 touchdowns and an average of 4.8 yards per carry.
Yeah, we did a pretty good job there. Obviously, it was not his normal game, but the score wasn't normal either. And but he's still doing a good job, running hard. He had a little ankle issue there in the middle of the game. That's what his stats probably seem a little different because of that.
A lot of people question if this next guy's season is over. Cade Willingham, 8 for 17, 47% completion rate, 86 yards and interception. Do you know any further detail about that?
Yeah, I presume I can assume a lot of things. I assume, since he's leading all of West Tennessee, that he's going to make the All-Star game, which is not till December. So mathematically, I would say his senior year is not over because that's a month away. So he'll be healed for a month. Now, as for Liberty, I can't really suppose anything on that, but his numbers obviously are down quite a bit because he sustained that concussion in the second quarter, and hopefully he can bounce back. If not this week or next week, it would be nice for him to hit the 2,000-yard mark. He's 32 yards away, so if he were to get some other snaps, whether it be on our team or any other game he might be able to participate in, that'd be nice to see.
You know, Ballard with 4 receptions and 40 yards, averaging 10 yards per catch Friday night. Like I said, just a better game by him than we've seen all season.
It was. I know the stats aren't just crazy awesome or anything, but he's a lot more consistent. There wasn't. He tends to get down on himself when he has a drop or two, and he did a heck of a job Friday, I thought.
Ricky Beard with 1 reception for 14 yards, and he slid over the quarterback and threw for 4 for 10, 40% completion rate, 29 yards, and a couple picks. You know, just a young guy throwing.
Yeah, and of course, that's kind of like mop-up duty because the game was well in hand by the end for the most part. Thought he did a good job keeping his composure, didn't freak out. And, of course, he's still playing both ways at this point. We're trying to minimize his snaps defensively this week, but those are decent numbers, I suppose, from a kid that goes up there and doesn't think he's going to play a single snap. I mean, I thought he did a pretty good job.
I haven't mentioned this guy all show, but he's had a lot of heart for you this season. C.J. Hunt with 4 receptions and 55 yards.
He has. He's, I guess I had to put a name on it. He'd be the toughest one of the receivers out there. Not afraid to go across the middle. The best play he had there at the beginning of the game was across the middle. And a lot of people at this age, they won't go across the middle because they're afraid to get popped. But I thought he did a heck of a job that night and had some good plays out there, even plays you can't see on the stat sheet. He had the biggest hit of the night, and I think it was maybe the 10th play of the game. He leveled a defensive back.
We're going to transfer over to the player of the weeks. Offensively, it was myself. Defensively, Dede. How you say his name?
Dejon?
Dejon, however you say that. Yeah, I never said that. Big play, CJ. Special teams, Cordell, and practice.
Yeah, you did a good job. Of course, you do a good job every week. You're making all them checks up there so we can get everybody blocked. And Polk did a good job coming in there for Garrett Evans because Garrett was a little banged up. And again, I already talked about CJ. Cordell did a good job returning the kicks. And Greer came all-world player on the practice team, tearing y'all up in practice the week before. So we thought he deserved that. He did a good job.
I believe that was our guards getting tore up in practice. Shout out to the studio there. But myself, I thought, you know, coming in this season, we were going to be all right up front. Had a lot of injuries, and that you can't have a great football team with, you know, you're having a different guy playing up front every week.
That's right. I told them, everybody that asked me, that we had about 6 linemen on the team that were quality, which is hard because you got 5 on offense, 4 on defense. That hurts you mathematically. And our strength is going to be skill players, and obviously we got a couple skill players hurt too, so that hurt us as well. But
Coach, when you don't score any points in the second half, you can't win.
Unless
you don't
the defense.
Score at all after halftime.
That's right.
That's just tough.
It is tough.
After this short commercial break, we will talk with a couple seniors on how they feel about playing their last game at Southside this Friday night.
You don't work out often, do you?
No, it's just too exhausting, and I don't have time.
It's exhausting, but it has its benefits, especially when you get older.
What kind of benefits?
Exercising helps you sleep better, helps your bone, muscles, and joints to grow properly, helps your stress levels, reduces your risk of chronic disease and type 2 diabetes. It helps lower your blood pressure. You'll feel better about yourself and have a good output on life.
Wow, that would really benefit me. Maybe I should start working out.
6 reasons to commit to be fit.
Welcome back. I'm here with senior football players.
Garrett Evans.
Adrian Gutierrez.
And this Friday night will be the last time the Hawks seniors take the field. What kind of feeling is that for you, Garrett?
It's hard knowing that I've played here 4 years since freshman year, and knowing that this will be the last time I ever touch, my feet in pads on the field. And it's hard knowing that, but I think overall it's been a good season. Lots of good memories with really good people. A lot of bonds made that I hope I never break. And yeah, that's about how I feel.
Adrian?
It's gonna hurt. I don't know what to do with my life after this. I was just so engulfed by football that, I'm gonna be lazy. This was all I had for first semester.
Hey, I'm worried I'm gonna get fat. So I'm worried I'm gonna get fat afterwards. I'm probably gonna blow up. So I'm kind of worried about that.
How much would it mean for just you guys and the senior class to win their last home game here at Southside ever?
Oh, it'd mean the world to me. Like, if we could go out on the field, like, at the very last time being here at Southside and win this game, that would be awesome. Like, and that's what's going to happen,
Yeah.
so.
It would feel amazing to win the last home game.
I know you guys don't care about this. A lot of Twitter talk from Milan looking over Southside and looking to South Gibson next week. Does that mean anything? Make you even more fired up?
Words on Twitter don't bother me. I'll let our pads do the talking.
Yeah, they can talk all they want, but they can't show it on the field.
I like that. Well, guys, good luck to you and the senior class. I know it's tough, but we're going to get through it together.
Yes, sir.
Any finishing thoughts?
It's a great day to be a Hawk.
Oh, yeah.
At this short commercial break, we'll be back to the desk with Coach Brian Moore.
Southside High School.
From performing a Shakespearean play in front of a crowd of up to 1,000
to conducting experiments in the lab,
Winning a state championship.
While reading exhilarating novels.
fixing your flat tire,
And making test scores out of this world.
From producing a weekly TV show.
to fulfilling duties to our country,
in fulfilling our duties to you.
Southside.
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 Hawks! The sky is never the limit.
Welcome back to the Hog Zone. Coach, what do you feel are the keys to Friday's game against the Milan Bulldogs?
Same thing as weeks past. We've got to hold on to the ball. We've got to stay injury-free. They're obviously like the past few opponents. They got more depth than us. Skill-wise, they're not as good as us. Offensive lineman-wise, they're just a tad bit, I'd say, better than us. But the key mainly is hold on to the football, not have a lot of turnovers, and defensively just contain them. They don't have just a crazy amount of speed, but comparable-wise, I'd compare them to South Gibson if I had to.
Last time the seniors will take the field here at home, so you expect big things from them, of course.
I sure hope so. I mean, it's like anything. When it's your last time and you know it is your last time, you got to expect them to play the hardest game they've ever played just because they're never going to be out there again.
What's the different look we got going on? I was trying to think about that before you.
Different look.
On the field.
I have no. Oh yeah, we went ahead and we just painted everything black. I wanted to do it for several years, and I got Coach Craig and Coach Hayes to agree to let me do it if we hosted a playoff game. And then they're not here anymore, so I was like, we're going to do it the last home game. And Ms. Tucker was okay with it, so we painted all the lines black. Everything out there that's supposed to be white is painted black. In the rule book, it states that it's recommended to be white, which we all know recommended does not mean required. So it is legal as far as I'm concerned.
This finishing thought, what would it mean to at least finish with one more win and a winning season?
Well, that would be awesome. 5-5, you can be as positive as you want, but at the end of the day, if you win the first 5 and you lose the last 5, everybody's gonna be kind of down on the program in itself, just based on the fact that it's the point that you left it. You were losing 5 in a row. So if we could get one more win, 6-4, 7-3, that would be awesome. It's a lot. On paper, it looks the same, 5-5, 6-4, but in the complexion of the seniors that have to live with it for the next 50 to 70 years, it would mean a lot more.
Yep, it would. Well, Coach, thanks for your time. We will see you back next week for highlights of Week 9 of the high school football season. Good luck and go Hawks.
All right. Appreciate you having me.